Welcome to the celebrated news of Calaveras County. My name is John.
And I'm Kim.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by tonight on our weekend entertainment. Kind of like is this our celebrated news update? What is this?
Thursday night weekend entertainment edition.
It is, you're right.
We also have a lot of local news we'd like to talk about first.
We do. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Today, I spent most of the day in San Andreas. First for the Trinitas hearing. Went over, this is the second of the Planning Commission's Trinitas hearings. It was the San Andreas Town Hall. This one had
what is Trinitas for people out there who don't know?
For those who don't know, Trinitas is the controversial golf course project on the very western edge of Calaveras County. It has an interesting history. This week, more documentation has come out, and stuff we've known about for like 6 months, but we didn't feel comfortable
we wanted to
talking about it.
I guess you want to have all the documents.
Yeah,
right?
and it was
talking about it,
to where some of the stuff this week is that the golf course was technically built without permits, and even those who are probably fans or in back of the project would agree with that. Some would say the permits are not needed, but it is a championship-level golf course, one of the nicest courses you'll see. It is, in some ways, kind of like Field of Dreams there with the Neme family.
It's like Pebble Beach, one of those.
It's a great course. They just, he just wanted to build it, so he did.
Okay.
But also, I think that from some of the opposition that's come out is, they said he broke all the rules and everything else. But what has come out, some of it this week, is yes, he didn't get the permits ahead to use it. There is debate to build it. There is debate whether permits were actually needed in the ag zoning, which he was in, because in essence it's like a 200-acre landscaping project.
But are there buildings that have permits?
Yeah, the homes and stuff like that did. Yeah, obviously permits for those. So to say that the county didn't know what was going on out there is not accurate.
Okay.
Because they did. Whether the degree of encouragement they gave the developer is still open for interpretation, and some of that may be even litigated to try to pin down some of the interpretations on that further even. But about 3 weeks ago, they had a hearing that lasted 6+ hours. I mean, it was just a long, long hearing. 60+ people spoke up. Whoops, excuse me.
John's got the flu bug that's been going on.
A little bit under the weather.
So if he's making all those snorts and whistles over there.
It's just because I'm sitting next to you.
Yeah. Maybe you're allergic to me. I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. Probably the other way around, but yeah, anyway. So the hearing today, so basically today's meeting was a continuation.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I can't talk about it because I wasn't there.
Of the meeting several weeks ago. This one ran, it was finished up by 1-ish or so.
So it started at 8.
And basically,
9, so.
One of the planning commissioners was absent, Bill Mason. He's under the weather, and we hope if he watches this, we hope you're feeling better, Bill.
Yes.
So they basically did the old King Solomon routine, and they split the baby. It was 2-2 on most of the important votes. Which means that it goes to the Board of Supervisors on April 14th at a meeting that will be held again at the San Andreas Town Hall for a decision. Some of the commissioners, including Suzanne Keel, commented that as commissioners they can only deal with what is actually written in the law and prescribed in the county codes. And according to those, and according to the zoning and everything else, she didn't feel comfortable, and one other commission, Fawn McLaughlin, did not feel comfortable voting in favor of the project. Okay. So they voted against. 2 other gentlemen voted for. So it means it goes on to the Board of Supervisors with a split vote. Okay. That was the action taken on it.
So then they vote on it next, correct?
They vote on it next, and supervisors are not bound by they're bound less by regulations of the county code. They can make a decision to overrule that and actually just vote on it and go through if they so choose. Nobody really knows. There's a lot of different ways. I mean, they could approve the project in such a way that there's a lot of different ways. So we'll see. So the next thing up on the Trinitas stuff is April 14th. We'll be at the San Andreas Town Hall. Expect a long, drawn-out meeting as well.
We have, by the way, we do have all of today's meeting up on the pinetree.net.
We do.
If you'd like to take a look, all
and
5
we
hours.
have queued up the last portion of the meeting. If you're trying to get the gist of it, this is where they actually, the
Vote.
last hour where they actually do the voting and also the commissioners comment on how they feel about the project and everything else. And this is the portion that the supervisors will also follow too, most likely, to see how the commissioners are leaning and some of the background pieces to it. So I think everybody left the meeting unsatisfied today.
It's like another meeting that just really didn't go anywhere, right?
Whether it was the attendees, the press side. So basically we've spent 10 hours plus in the last month on this. Countless hours away from the meeting on this as well, but actually 10 hours in meetings for basically the same thing we went in with.
Yes.
Right?
No answer. No decision.
No answer. Not a yes, not a no,
Nothing.
just
2
the
to 2.
next one is
This was
April
a tie.
14th. Yes. And then we ran over to
Ag Day.
Ag Day at the fairgrounds, which is a great. The Calaveras County Farm Bureau organizes this and spearheads this, where every 4th and 5th grader in the county is invited to go.
Which is about 1,000 kids.
Yes, they said they had 650 today.
I guess around 1,000 were invited, supposedly. So
I think they were expecting 650, but they have in years past had close to.
Okay.
But it's kind of funky now because not all the vacations fall on the same, But anyway, it's a very well attended, very well run event where
we took our
kids
son.
get to be
It was
up close
fun.
and personal with steers, mosquito stuff. There was somebody was even out there from Qual Kilns was out there with a spinning wheel.
Now was
pottery.
the yarn lady there like the time we went when we took Granger when she showed us how to dye all the yarns and everything?
They weren't there.
They weren't there.
No, they weren't there. But we had the pottery lady.
The pottery lady. Okay.
So she was spinning.
Did you get video and pictures?
I did.
Okay, good
Matter
for
of
you.
fact, I did get video and pictures.
Okay.
Also, the last sheep herder in Calaveras County was there.
She was there.
doing
Aw.
demonstrations with her dog. So it was a.
We had a story on her a few months ago.
Yep.
John went out and did a story on
They
her.
had logging trucks. They had everything else. So it was very nice. It was nice.
Very nice.
It was
It is very nice. I had so much fun when we went. And we took Granger when he was in, fourth grade.
Yeah.
Not last year. Fourth grade
Yeah.
they went. No, it wasn't last year. It was the year
2
before.
years ago.
It was fun. It was really a neat thing. They basically the kids get to break out into like all these different little groups and go to have like 16 sessions or something like that.
It was a lot.
Yeah, and they get to learn to go from beef to pottery.
Yes.
Everything
And
you
our-
want to know about beef to pottery, right?
Our unpaid product sponsor
Yes,
tonight is Diet Pepsi.
Yes, Diet Pepsi. Okay.
Yes.
We actually do have some sponsors tonight. We'd like to thank Bear Valley Mountain Resort, Bear Valley Real Estate, Headwaters Bistro Cafe, I guess you would call it.
Yes.
Headwaters Cuisine, which is very, very good. If you have a chance to head on up to Bear Valley Village, we highly recommend it. Bear Valley Sports Shop, Bear Valley Lodge, and Mark Twain St. Joseph's Hospital.
Yep.
Thank you very much for sponsoring this evening's Weekend Entertainment Edition.
And also just want to say is, I guess kind of candidly, I know we don't talk about this too much because we're supposed to be one of those objective news outlets.
Yes. Well, I think somebody called us a blog site, which I don't think is true because we certainly do a lot of work for being a blog site.
Well, but this is this is the shape of news, probably what news will become. I mean, the next few years. But also want to say it is the last 2 to 3 weeks for me personally has been some of the toughest times that we've had since we've been doing the site and the news. And some of it is one of the things is in small communities, and I think what really triggered it for me this last couple of weeks was the deaths of the
Montgomery
four people,
children.
the four, Mr. Peters,
Mr. Peters and Montgomery children,
and Mountain
yes.
Ranch. And today was kind of the finish of that saga because this afternoon at 4:30 they held a memorial service in the gym in Calaveras High School, where it was virtually a packed house, and
This is for Trenton,
teachers.
Trenton Montgomery, Sky Montgomery. Is it Callie
Yeah,
Montgomery?
Callie. Yeah.
Callie Montgomery.
Yeah.
3 young kids, and they held the memorial service for Mr. Peters a couple of
Last week or so ago,
yes,
yeah. And also, I think what brought it forward a little bit is the traffic fatalities a couple days ago over in Tuolumne County. It's like one of the things is we never know, and it's just in a blink of an eye, things can change forever, and we all know this. But I guess one of the things is it was packed. It was well attended. Teachers gave testimonies. Students, friends, the whole entire soccer team sang, and we went there because we knew we should go because it was a community thing. One, I just wanted to go just to pay our respects, but then the other one was we did video a little bit, so we'll put it up later. Not the entire thing, but some of the comments and stuff that I think that if you couldn't attend, it's worth seeing the community outpouring, the community spirit for. But I guess one of the things we wanted to say is news in a small town is personal, and if you don't know people personally that the news events are happening to, you know people who do.
Exactly.
So it's a very...
These kids were very well known. I mean, a lot of people knew these kids.
Yeah, and it was
by all the
the
comments, all the phone
outpouring
calls we received. It was just
was tough, and then also the way that Trenton passed away, lingering for a few days. It's one of those things to where we love what we do. We enjoy doing what we do, but the last couple of weeks has been personal because there's been, I guess, people don't really care about my feelings on stuff, but I think one of the things is
they might.
I doubt it, but one of the things is people you should understand is that covering news in a small it is personal, because lots of times where I was thinking about this is lots of times we get in some ways a lack of a better term, even in things like the Trinitas hearing this morning, some of the Board of Supervisors stuff, some of the sporting events, we see people at their high points and also their low points. And on some of the traffic stuff and some of the other things like that is sometimes we'll know about low points before even family members will, which is that's the part, anyway, I just don't want to derail and go off on it, but I just think that our thoughts and prayers with the Montgomery family and friends,
and Peter's family,
and the Peters family. We know that the next weeks and months, after this first wave of community support has passed, to your tough times are probably really just starting.
I think sometimes it's a blur when something like that happens in your life. It's almost like it's just a bad dream. It never happened, but then when you're left alone and then you realize,
and it did. Or if you have to pass spots on the road, you have to do. It's a tough thing. So. That's what we did today, but also want to think that, and this is the highs come with the lows. Like this coming weekend, as we segment into our winter weekend.
Well, we also have something kind of exciting. I like to talk about Eric Hardison.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the Bear Valley Race Team J4 boy racers, who is 12 years old, is going
this
to be
is a great
attending
story.
The Junior Olympics this weekend. He starts tomorrow. He's been training since, they flew out Tuesday, trained yesterday and today. This racing will actually start tomorrow.
It's at Bogus Basin, isn't it?
Yes.
In Idaho?
Yes, it is. So we'd like to wish him well. We will be checking livetiming.com to check and see how he's doing. From what we heard from his dad earlier, he's having a great time. The kids have to.
They start actually racing tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
They've been training for 2 days.
Yeah.
And the kids stay away from this. Kids stay together, and the parents stay in separate accommodations. But 12 years old.
It's a pretty cool story. He's 12 years old. And there's only been 3 kids in the history of Bear Valley that have won the J4 championships or the festival and gone on early to the Junior Olympics.
And they were Rasmussen's, right?
The first was Kyle Rasmussen.
Yes.
Then there was Skivington. I believe his first name was Tyler. I think it was Tyler. And then Eric Ardvinson.
Okay.
So that's
last year we had Justice Rasmussen, who went to the JOs, and also Zach Comstock.
Right.
They both went to the JOs last year. So this is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And Eric is an extreme skier. He's very good.
Yeah, and
his little brother Carl, they are just amazing.
Yeah, they're a skiing family.
Yes, they are. Swimming, they're an everything family. They're just like, the kids are just good at everything.
Yeah, and I know the father doesn't really like to talk about this too much, but they come from a fairly athletic family.
Yes.
As Per Arvidsson, the father, was a gold medalist in the 1980 Olympics. So they have some big shoes to fill, and they are starting to fill them.
Looks like
they're starting to fill them. So and you can tell as an interesting thing from talking to the father this. up until this last week, he's usually kind of downplayed everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can tell even the dad is like, he's starting to believe a little bit.
Well, maybe
this,
this may happen.
it's a
And
long
now,
road.
if he does well here, he goes to the Whistler Cup, correct?
Correct. Which would be
That would be
basically
amazing. Yes.
the championships for that age group. And
Yes.
that's from all over the world
Yes.
and competing against. But those are long shots. He's got 15 kids that are just as good or he is or
Yes,
better. But
yes.
anyway, it's kind of a nice little honor for our area.
So they actually live over in the Bay Area and have
Yes.
a home in Bear Valley also.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck, Eric. We'll be thinking about you. Have a great time.
Yep.
Great experience.
So what else you been covering,
this weekend,
Kim?
We have Irish Day on Saturday.
The biggie.
Yes.
And this is my personal
This is
favorite.
John's favorite. You can
Well,
hardly wait to get
I
out there
love
and just
this month
be
or
there.
so of the year because it's spring, everything's fresh and new.
But it's funny, when you're up in Bear Valley, it's like you're in a whole other... we've been staying up in Bear Valley
It's
for the
warm,
winter. Our time
yes.
has almost expired.
Yes.
And so we'll have to go back down to civilization. But it's funny, when you're up here, all you see is snow. You go down the hill and you see flowers blooming, the sun's out. It's like you're in a whole other world. You feel like
you are. Well, that makes it nice because think about this. This is one of the nice things about California because if you just want to change climates, drive a half an hour as opposed to the East Coast where you got to fly to Florida or something like that. But I mean, this is the time of year to where really I think Calaveras County and Alpine County and stuff,
yes.
everything's firing on all
there's all
cylinders
kinds of stuff to do.
because
There's stuff going on up the hill, stuff
you
going
have
on
good
down the
enough
hill.
weather, you have
Yes.
the outdoor sports, you have soccer, baseball going down the hill, you still got skiing up here.
And they're having a lot of stuff going. Let's start off with get started off with the Irish Days, I guess.
Okay.
Irish Day.
Irish Day. The parade
Day.
and everything will go in downtown Murphy's.
I know I put it up
Booths
yesterday.
are sold out again. Paul Moeller will be the Grand Marshal, and he will be filming the parade while actually in the parade.
Oh, he's amazing, isn't he?
So
Yes.
he'll be filming from the back of a truck.
The videologist, right.
Going down Main Street. And also
I bet
we
we
have
will
a
be filming
spot
it, too.
reserved on a balcony. So
Me
we'll get
too.
a balcony
So we'll get some
shot.
good
So we'll get some good
job,
stuff.
John. So the pancake breakfast starts from 8 to 11 at the Congregational Church on the corner of Church and Algiers.
You know,
What
we
time
should
is the
do that.
parade?
We never get a chance to do that. I guess I have to go down by
Yeah,
myself.
I'll have
huh?
to be here with the
Yeah,
kids.
all right.
We still have skiing going on until
We
the
do.
end of the month. Yes. So full day of festivities. What time does the parade start, John?
Oh, it's usually like 11, isn't
11.
it?
Is it after the pancake breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a fun day. You
Unless
don't want
they've
to miss
changed the
that.
timing on it, but I believe that's normally the time.
We also have Daffodil Days, which are here for both days this weekend out at Ironstone Vineyards. Come on out and celebrate Daffodil Days.
Yes.
With Ironstone Vineyards are March 21st and the 22nd. Spring has sprung and the Daffodil Days are blooming. We welcome Northern California Daffodil Society for their regional daffodil bloom competition and the Calaveras Garden Club with their arrangement display. The Daffodil Society will host their exhibit at the winery from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. So that goes on for both days.
Yeah.
We also, and they're going to have this, I guess, like this Queen Court there too, aren't they, this weekend? Something kind of new. Are you
Mary
having
Queen of Scots.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
Something kind of cool.
So they're going to have all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And also going on up at Bear Valley this Saturday is, what is it called again?
It
Country
is a Country
Snowfest at
Snowfest.
Bear Valley.
It was going to take Bear Valley is going to take on a decidedly country theme where they're going to have roping. A country music station, isn't it? Cat Country that's going to be up
barrel
there.
race,
barrel
roping
racing.
contest, and lots more fun.
You know,
Cadillac
one of the
Cowboys.
things though, on the barrel racing part, you could probably
And it's supposed to snow this weekend. It's supposed to start snowing tomorrow evening. Through Monday.
Murphy's, see, for Irish days though, it's the luck of the Irish because no matter even if it's snowing, it seems like
Oh, that's right.
the clouds
Rain's
always
predicted.
Yeah,
Always
but
seems to clear.
The clouds
apart.
always part for the
Yes,
parade.
they do.
That the parade can go through, and then you may get a few drops
Yes.
afterwards.
I
but
forgot about that. I was thinking, darn, it's going to snow again. They're not going to get to do gates this weekend
Yes,
for skiing.
no.
But it's been so
They
nice
will.
and warm, and then
It's
we're
been
supposed
warm.
to
It's
get
been
snow.
nice. So you have barrel racing or roping contests from 2 to 4:30. The Cadillac Cowboys will be out on the sun deck, so it should be a fun weekend up there. So cowboy hats are highly recommended. I don't think I have a cowboy hat.
No, I don't think you do.
It's kind of funny though. But since I grew up on a cattle ranch,
Yes.
I probably got more cowboy than some of the.
Yeah.
I don't want to say.
So
that,
let me
though.
see. That I was going to go back to the Murphy's Irish Day.
Yeah.
They're having more than 100 vendors offering fine arts and crafts, homemade delicacies, Irish design T-shirts, souvenirs, and many tasty things to eat and drink.
And it
line
is sold
the
out
street.
again as always.
Yes.
Now, if you want to, now there is some bragging rights for this weekend in Murphy's because the members of the Calaveras Wine Grape Alliance stuff, now they think that the Grape Stomp and the Fall Festival is actually the busiest event in Murphy's if you combine it all.
Fall Festival, what's that?
Well, you know where they have the basically the Grape Stomp weekend where they have all the Fed booths downtown plus all the other stuff. Now they're thinking that they are pulling more than Irish. So, but there's been some Irish days where some of the rumor has gone of that there may be 14,000, 15,000 people.
Yeah, it's hard to say. There's a lot of both. I know. They're both.
But this
fun
is the
events,
bragging rights. So basically, we're going to be there with a clicker and we're going to try to count every person.
Have fun, John. You're gonna
Now,
by yourself.
last year we did what we call our Skycam, where we videoed going down.
Are you going to do that again?
Maybe. Where we videoed.
John loves it. He's so
you,
glad the season is here, right? He loves it. All the fun stuff's coming.
Well, yeah.
Spring and summer,
and also
all the fun
the
events.
fair's coming. We got frog jump coming. We got all the rest of that stuff.
Concourse, all the fun stuff. Concerts.
Yeah. But anyway, so we threw the clicker with the Skycam, so that way we can try to estimate crowds.
Yes. Okay. You go ahead and do that.
We'll do crowd estimates.
Take Grayson with you. He can count for you.
And the estimates can go wide. They can vary from 5,000 to 10, 15,000. So we could be off by 5,000 or 6,000, right?
Yes.
Or we'll count cars.
Yes. Count cars.
Now, the way typically they do it at, say, Bear Valley is, let's say if they get 1,500 cars and you add 3 or 4 noses per car, you figure that's your crowd.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes. So you're going to count cars. So John will be heading out to that, and then out to Daffodil Days.
Yes.
Right. Anything else going on this weekend?
Now, it is stunning that we were talking about taking a little visit outside the county to Daffodil Hill as well. But also now, the last couple of years, Ironstone has actually surpassed Daffodil Hill, where they have over 100,000 daffodil bulbs.
So we will have lots of pictures and lots of video for your viewing and enjoyment if you can't make it. Right? On
but
both
we
events.
would recommend that you do.
Yes, of course. But then later, if you want to have that moment again, come back to the Pine Tree down there.
And they can just watch it again.
Yes,
right.
exactly.
Okay. All right. So what else is going on this weekend, Kim?
And those are kind of the biggies.
Those are the biggies?
Let me see. Sunday, Daffodil Days Community Hymn Sing. On Sunday, March 22nd, there will be a hymn sing at San Andreas Community Covenant Church. The church is located at 261 Treat Avenue in San Andreas and can be found next to Treat's store or behind the Wells Fargo Bank. The hymn sing will be hosted by John and Margaret Cornell. Let me see. The hymn sing will begin at 5:30 p.m. and last until about 6:30 p.m. That will take place on Sunday. And then on Friday we have Bret Hart Track and Field Calaveras Invitational. JV only meet at Calaveras 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. 4 p.m. Bret Hart Swim Meet versus Central Catholic at Central Catholic. 4 p.m. Bret Hart Softball Game versus Argonaut at Argonaut. And let me see, Family Karaoke Night at World Market Mercantile in Angels Camp.
And also, one of the things we want to mention is Bear Valley Cross Country is running a special through the end now where I think for $49 you can get a season pass for the rest of the year.
Really?
Bear Valley Cross
I think
Country.
we're going to have
so
snow on the ground for quite a while.
So if you want to go out there and play in the meadow, skate like crazy, there you go. So come on up and see Bear Valley Cross Country. They have a lot of season-ending apparel deals.
Well, they do. Yeah, they have cute stuff in there.
They have
cute tops.
And
cute women's tops. Of course, that's
was that a hint?
No.
Did you want me to wear one, or do you want me to?
We got invited to a coronation ball today. Did you see that?
Yes. Speaking of
Friends of the Calaveras County Fair and Jumping Frog Jubilee request the honor of your presence.
Yes.
At Coronation Ball 2009.
I think they invited everybody,
I know,
not just us.
That's why I was saying.
Oh, okay.
But they did say, we hope to see you and John there.
Oh.
In the email. Returning to our history, the Friends of the Calaveras County Fair and Jumping Frog Jubilee are excited to bring back the Coronation Ball, honoring those ladies who so gracefully served as the public representatives for the fair and frog jump since 1937. Save the date, the Coronation Ball will be held on Saturday, May 2nd, 2009 at Mark Twain Hall in Frogtown. Social hour from 5 to 6 with a special presentation, 72 years of bells and whistles. Dinner at 7 with dancing from 8 till midnight. And we do have an order form on the pinetree.net. You can print right off and send in, fax in, walk in to how many people will be attending. Let me see. I think is it free?
And
I don't
also,
know what it costs. Let me see.
if you're gonna have dinner and stuff, it's probably
Let me see. She told me that it was
free. No, $25.
okay.
Right?
$25 a ticket, and it's open to the public. So we have the form if you'd like to print it off.
Now, the Friends of the
The
Fair is
RSVP
also
form.
doing a raffle.
Yes.
They want to give you $10,000.
Yeah, they do.
So-
Very nice of them.
Yeah,
We could
so
use that $10,000 right about now.
so they want to give you $10,000. So buy lots of raffle tickets, and you will be in a raffle
We're talking
for.
fair already. It's coming up.
I know. But
believe
also, want to say Kathy Masafero has done a really great thing. She's tracked down all these former
She's amazing.
queens.
Her and her daughter
So
are just simply amazing.
they have the first queen, Betty Cummings, and it's the first belle of the camp, Betty Cummings.
Mm-hmm.
We have a picture on the front. And the other interesting thing is from 1937 is she is in a picture if you, with LaGuardia, Fiore LaGuardia, the mayor of New York. So he
Yes.
was out here. So, and the interesting thing is they have pictures where I think they used to do a lot better outbound marketing than they do now on the on this one, because they have pictures with the Queen and the Frog, with a lot of Hollywood stars and everything else. They used to go on like a road publicity
I know.
trip.
I know. I saw that. Look at that. It's amazing.
Pretty
That's
pretty
going to be
amazing
very
stuff.
neat. Very neat event
So-
to attend. And speaking of fair, I got quite a few things from Lori this week on the fair. I just want to say one more thing that they're going to have new. We'd like to thank Mark Twain St. Joseph's Hospital for providing this. It's actually being sponsored by them. It's called the New Kids Zone, which will be available at this year's Calaveras County Fair and Jumping Frog Jubilee. There's a more family fun at the 2009 Calaveras County Fair and Jumping Frog Jubilee. This year, there's a new interactive children's area called the Kids Zone. The zone is an area where children can experience old-fashioned fun. There is a fishing hole, cakewalks, coloring contests, storytelling, skits, music, and much more. Ann Mazzaferro is the area's director. There will be special appearances from Tom Sawyer and Becky Thatcher. So here we have a picture of Ann Mazzaferro reading stories like she does every year.
Will you read me a story
Speaking
later?
of the Mazzaferros. God.
You won't read me a bedtime
You
story
need
later?
to go to bed. You're sick.
Oh, you're not going to read me a story?
No.
Aw. I like stories.
So I think we're done for
We're
the
done?
weekend.
That's
we
it?
Are done. I think we had a busy City of Angels council meeting the other night.
It was busy. And
That was like
also,
5 hours long.
Ray Malarby from the CEO of the Fairgrounds was there giving an update. So if you want to get a update on all the happenings at the fair financially and otherwise from a business perspective, it's probably about an hour or so into the meeting. It's worth giving a listen.
So John was there from 5:30 to 10, weren't you? That was a pretty long meeting.
It was.
It was a long night
long
for the-
meeting.
for the
It was a long meeting,
city
so
council.
there we've got most of it up there so you can watch it. And the nice thing, though, is on the video on this, you don't have to watch it all sequentially. You can kind of shift forward.
Yes, you don't have to watch
Go to
it.
the spots
Yeah,
you
we
want.
don't we don't force you to watch the whole thing like I've seen on some websites where you have to watch you can't scroll forward.
You just gotta
Gotta watch
watch
the
it.
whole thing. That's unfortunate.
You don't want to watch a 6-hour meeting.
No. Governor Schwarzenegger joined President Obama for a town hall meeting today regarding the federal economic stimulus plan. Did you watch it? There was a webcast today at 1:50 to 1:10.
I was in a meeting.
Okay, I didn't
I was
watch it
in the
either. I was
Trinitas
working. But I'm assuming that the replay, we have a link to that up on the pinetree.net. If you
Yep.
if you didn't have a chance to watch it earlier, you can watch it again. So anything else?
Let's see. I guess a little bit. If you're speaking of President Barack Obama is in California, would like to welcome to
Yes,
California,
he
and also he
went.
was on Leno.
Yes, he was. And you
Now,
said
he's
he's
been-
the only president?
Now he's been having trouble with a teleprompter.
What happened?
Well, his teleprompter has told him to say some things that have been off cue.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
All right, and tonight here was another one where I actually feel sorry for him because I mean this is his reputation has been Mr. Smooth, right? Mr. Cool. This is
Obama or Leno?
Obama.
Okay.
But the last couple, because on St. Patrick's Day, they had the old speech loaded up on the teleprompter, so he got going on it, and until he noticed he was on the wrong speech when he got to the part where he thanked himself for everybody, it was the wrong speech,
Oh my
which that would
goodness.
happen to anybody. But the teleprompter did him wrong.
You notice we don't have a teleprompter.
We don't.
You can
no.
tell.
Yes, we don't. So we just But I guess tonight on Leno, what happened was, and we had to pull up a clip and watch it later. But I guess he equated his bowling with the Special Olympics. So now I guess he kind of. So he's going to have some
Explaining to do there.
Yeah, and also on that note is that you're doomed as a Secretary of Finance Secretary when the President says that he has Treasury Secretary. When the President says he has complete confidence in you, you'll be gone by the end of the week. So no, just kidding. But Geithner looks like he's on the hot seat for all the AIG
Yes.
bonuses and everything
Already.
else.
Gosh, that didn't.
But it
how
will-
long has he been there? 2 months.
Well, they say he's the only guy in the U.S. that understood all the TARP stuff.
Okay.
But
I forgot to mention that the string
We shall
wizard
see.
will return to the park this weekend. The string wizard, Harvey Reid. Hailing from the wild, stormy coast of Maine, Reid has amazed and delighted sold-out audiences nationwide. A former U.S. fingerstyle champion guitarist, Reid is also a virtuoso on mandolin, steel slide guitar, 6-string banjo, and the all-too-obscure auto harp. And that's taking place, I don't have a time, but it's taking place this
The Bart?
weekend at the Bart.
The
And
Black
I've heard
Bart.
this guy is really
Good.
I mean, they were selling tickets immediately as soon as this was announced.
That's
So,
good.
Yes. So I think that's all.
All right.
I guess we're done until probably next week sometime, maybe.
We are. And thank you very much. And we hope you have a great weekend. And come up here and play. Drive safe.
Yes,
We don't want to
please
have to
drive safe.
report on you.
No, we don't.
It's no fun.
No.
And have a great night.
Thank you.
Good night.